famous pastor issues prophetic warning to North Korea. Look what biblical city he compares them to. North Korea has disrespected Donald Trump ever since he took office, despite the fact that he could level them in minutes. New concerns over biblical prophecies have emerged, however, after this famous Texas pastor just issued a dire warning to North Korea. Kim Jong-un has been a tyrannical dictator ever since his father, Kim Jong-il, passed away. He's repeatedly murdered innocent lives, starved half of his country close to death, and brainwashed his civilians into submission. Trump has made it clear that this type of behavior will not be tolerated, and according to what a Texas pastor just said, it seems that God may be on his side. Donald Trump has repeatedly professed his Christianity, calling upon God numerous times during his speeches, which is a refreshing change of pace from our last president. While Trump tries his best to glorify God and pay him his dues, Obama did the exact opposite. Barack Hussein Obama took every chance he could get to slander the holy name of Jesus, and push the name of Allah above him. He repeatedly gave preference to Muslims over Christians, and forced Christian business owners to do things against their will. Thankfully, Donald Trump is in office now, however, and according to Robert Jeffress, God has given our president his full support to wipe North Korea off the map. Dallas News reports. Dallas megachurch pastor Robert Jeffress, one of President Donald Trump's evangelical advisors who preached the morning of his inauguration, has released a statement saying the president has the moral authority to take out North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. When it comes to how we should deal with evildoers, the Bible, in the book of Romans, is very clear. God has endowed rulers full power to use whatever means necessary, including war, to stop evil, Jeffress said. In the case of North Korea, God has given Trump authority to take out Kim Jong-un. Jeffress, who leads downtown's First Baptist Dallas, said in a phone interview that he was prompted to make the statement after Trump said that if North Korea's threats to the United States continue, Pyongyang will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen. Jeffress cited a verse from the Bible to support his claims, Romans 13. He says that the passage gives Donald Trump the moral right to take out Kim Jong-un, as he's posing a threat to the American people and global stability. 13 Let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God. 2 Consequently, whoever rebels against the authority is rebelling against what God has instituted, and those who do so will bring judgment on themselves. 3 For rulers hold no terror for those who do right, but for those who do wrong. Do you want to be free from fear of the one in authority? Then do what is right and you will be commended. 4 For the one in authority is God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid, for rulers do not bear the sword for no reason. They are God's servants, agents of wrath to bring punishment on the wrongdoer. 5 Therefore, it is necessary to submit to the authorities, not only because of possible punishment but also as a matter of conscience. Some have raised concerns over President Trump's actions, asking whether he should follow the Sermon on the Mount, referring to Jesus' famous sermon. Absolutely not, the pastor says. He doesn't believe that it applies to governments, especially North Korea's totalitarian regime. He said that many pacifist Christians will cite Romans 12, which says, "Do not repay evil for evil," but Jeffress says that that passage is referring to Christians, not to the government. A Christian writer asked me, "Don't you want the president to embody the Sermon on the Mount?" He said, referring to Jesus' famous sermon. I said absolutely not. In his sermon on the morning of Trump's inauguration, Jeffress, senior pastor of First Baptist Church in Dallas, compared Trump to the story of the biblical leader Nehemiah who helped rebuild the city of Jerusalem. As Donald Trump continues to face the ever-mounting threat of North Korea, many are afraid that a third world war will erupt. The pastor urges Americans not to be afraid, however, ever since meeting Donald Trump in Iowa, he says that he's believed God placed Donald Trump on this earth to become president. Jeffress last met with Trump in July when a group of pastors laid hands on the president in the Oval Office. He said now that health care is off the table, evangelicals are hoping for tax reform, though he didn't have any specifics in mind. Jeffress, who was an early supporter of Trump, has said that after sharing Wendy's cheeseburgers in Iowa, he believed Trump would be the next president and that it would be because God placed him there. In July, his church choir and orchestra performed a song called Make America Great Again at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts where Trump was in attendance. Many have gone so far as to suggest North Korea should be wiped off the map for their sins. Whether or not this will happen remains to be seen. There are, however, startling similarities between North Korea and Gomorrah, the city which God famously wiped out. Behold, this was the guilt of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters had pride, excessive food, and prosperous ease, but did not aid the poor and needy. They were haughty and did an abomination before me. So I removed them, when I saw it. Ezekiel 16:49-50. Now the men of Sodom were wicked, great sinners against the Lord. Genesis 13:13. Then the Lord rained on Sodom and Gomorrah sulfur and fire from the Lord out of heaven. Genesis 19:24. Kim Jong-un has long been known for his pride. Being their leader, he definitely has excessive food and prosperous ease, but he does not aid the poor and needy, as nearly half of his country is starving. The mini tyrant is certainly a wicked man, a great sinner against the Lord. It may not be that far off to suggest that North Korea is a modern-day Gomorrah. The fire and fury comment that Trump made, threatening to rain down hell upon North Korea, could even be seen as a judgment from God, such as that which was passed upon North Korea. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.